All right, so welcome. It's Shine.fm's Church Spotlight this month, and we have the opportunity to learn all about a new church. And so I want to welcome in Pastor Steve Baker. So please introduce yourself. Tell us about your church, service times, where you're located, all the information folks need to know.
Yeah. My name's Steve Baker. We're Lincolnway Christian Church. We've been in New Lenox for about 50 years. Last year was our 50th anniversary. We're located at 690 East Illinois Highway in New Lenox. Website lincolnway.org. Yeah, it's a great place, great community. It's awesome.
So it's great. So let me ask you this question. What do you like best about your church?
Our coffee, our coffee is the best. Oh no, I'm kidding. Our coffee's terrible. Don't come for the coffee. So, it is a community of ah, I it's a great space to allow for questions, and we have the saying where we hold things in stone and things in sand. And so there's a few things we hold in stone, right? The things that are, but we hold a lot more in sand. And so it's a neat community where I can disagree with some people on a few things and still sit across from the table with them, still be brothers and sisters in Christ. And so for me, having a community like that, I mean, a good example last on Sunday night, the youth leader told me about one of the questions the young men had was, if God's all the way around us, always around us, why do I feel so alone? And I like to have a space where you can ask a question like that and it be okay, and to wrestle with that and to process that. For me, that's just awesome. And for my own personal walk, I need a space like that. And so this community is that, and that's what I love most about it. And
So if someone came up to you on the street, they knew you were a pastor of the church, and they say, what makes your church different from other churches?
yeah, oof. I think we're a good place for healing. So my personal story is one of church trauma and church of pain and abuse and kind of an ugly story growing up in the church and stuff. And so because of that, God has redeemed that in my own personal life and has used the church to redeem the church, as it were. And so I think because of that, this place is a place that accepts and welcomes a lot of people that come from church hurt, and it's a safe place to come and to heal. When we first started coming here as a family, my wife and I, we spent the first 2 years just hanging out in the back row and just healing from the pain that we had gone through. And it was a safe place to do that. And I've seen this church be that for lots of other people. Now it's not a place where you just come and just stay unhealed, but it is a place that you heal and then grow. And so I think that makes us a little special. It feels that way. Yeah, this is home. Yeah.
A lot of churches have mission and vision statements. What's the mission and vision of Lincoln Way Christian?
Yeah. We exist to make disciples of Christ by loving kids and strengthening families in order to redeem the Lincoln Way community. So we believe God has put us here for that purpose specifically. We've always been connected as students and families. Even our building placement throughout the 50 years have been close to a school. And so after through much prayer and focusing and intentionality, we've come to this conclusion that this is how God has wired this church for this time. And so we put a lot of effort into the students and families, but at the heart of it is to make disciples that in return will redeem and restore our local community here.
It's good. It's good. Share with us some of the outreach that you do in the community throughout the year.
Yeah. So the first biggest one is our preschool program. We have an amazing preschool program here. It's at max capacity actually right now, and next year looking to expand it even more. And that's an intentional program we use to reach our community for Christ, because we're in a community where people are looking for that for their kids, and we can provide that. And it is high quality. The kids learn obviously all the basic stuff, but also there's a huge spiritual element to that as well. And so it's a fantastic program. In fact, actually, if anyone's looking for a job next year, we're hiring some more instructors. So you can go to our website and we love to bring some more people on because it's meeting such a need. It's just growing like crazy. And another thing that we do every year is we do this thing called Love Lincoln Way, where once a Sunday in the middle, usually it's June or July, we skip church that Sunday, and so we come here and we meet outside, and then we go into the community and serve our basically New Lenox. And so over the last 2 years, we've partnered with them and cleaned up their parks and did mulching and some cleanup and stuff. And it's really just a way to just show our community that we care about them and we love them. And it's funny because as silly and simple as it is to mulch a park, the conversations that have occurred and the relationships that have occurred with our city show them that we care for them. And it's really just been remarkable. And for our people to understand that being in the church doesn't mean coming on a Sunday morning. And so, yeah, that's really pretty cool.
So we've looked externally. Now let's look internally when it comes to in-reach, discipleship. What kind of opportunities are available at Lincolnway?
Yeah, this is an area that we need to work better on. I mean, we're not where I want us to be on that. But we're trying, we're getting better. We do a lot of discipleship stuff that's one-on-one, and we've got a new men's ministry that's kind of kicked off that's got some excitement behind it. And some the women do some things too as well. But our groups and stuff, that's an area that we have to fix. And being honest, and on the radio or not, I mean, yeah, that's an area that we're pretty weak on right now. And so that's an area that we're intentionally looking towards and working on. But right now, that's unfortunately an area that, after COVID, I think we just haven't really picked those pieces back up yet. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of churches are kind of in that way after COVID and kind of just recovering and restarting. So thank you for being honest about that.
No, yeah, sorry, yeah.
So what is the role of Christian music, Shine.fm, the worship in your church? What does that mean to you and your church?
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, well, to me, I mean, worship, first of all, worship in the church is one of our areas that we take a lot of pride in and a lot of effort in. And we have a great worship team that performs Sunday and help lead us into worship. That's just remarkable. And for me personally, I grew up with Christian music, DC Talk, Toby, my boy. And so it's just been part of who I am as a person, and Shine.fm. I remember going down man, years ago, and I think you guys brought in Michael Tate one day, and I got to meet him and Grits when Grits were popping off years ago, and I got to meet them, and it was just some neat things that you guys had going back then. Just unbelievable. And here I know for the people themselves, I've gotten so many emails. I heard you on the radio. I can't believe you guys are Church of the Month, and that's just been cool. The fact that Shine has just here on our local body, how much music plays such an important part in their lives as well.
So final question here is, do you have some major event or a sermon series coming up that we could know about? Something here in the future?
Yeah. This we just finished up last year. We finished a study on Revelation that was pretty hot, and we actually did a podcast with it called Not for Sunday Mornings. Me and a good friend, and it was a blast going through that. And this summer we're going to hit something again like that. We're kicking around the title still, but like flannel graph stories, and we're going to look at some of the old stories that we grew up learning as kids and kind of look at them in context and stuff. Something I don't think we did as children, and so that's going to be a lot of fun. We'll have a podcast go along with that as well, I'm sure. And so that's coming up. Obviously Easter and all the stuff we have going off with all that. Yeah, it's going to be a fun summer. We just finished last year, or the end of last year, we just finished our remodel in our building. And so we've got a new coffee space, we've got a new kids area. And so all that's starting to get some traction and being used. And it's awesome. It's awesome. One of my favorite things is one of our goals that the church is used every day of the week. And by different groups in the community, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, and different organizations come and use this space. And so, yeah, hopefully that'll continue and keep on keeping on. Yeah.
That's a great goal to have. We've been talking with Pastor Steve Baker, Lincolnway Christian Church, our Shine.fm Church Spotlight. Thanks for being with us today. Appreciate you, and we'll see you Sunday.
Thank you, Brian. Thanks a lot.